everybody. It's Wednesday afternoon. Welcome to Shields Live. Give me a second here. I'm trying to find it on my phone here. I'm going to share my screen with you, so I have to look at the comments on my phone here in a minute. So I was trying to find it so I could see your comments. So how is everybody today? It's a nice day. I was kind of glad to have some cooler weather. It's been so nice. Hi, Marcia. So people are coming in. So anyway, so we're gonna, brother had back to business. There's the brother schooling last week. And so, by the way, Tim is out in the schools working on school machines. So he apologizes that he's not here, and he says hi to everybody. So he's out working at one of the schools here in Iowa City today. So, you just get me today. So anyway, let me turn the banner off here. Give me a second. So back to business. The brothers schooling was about a week ago, and they introduced the new products, of course. And I'm gonna talk about that. I don't have anything to show you yet, but I've been getting lots of questions, and I thought, well, let's just make a little video so that I can give a little information, and then you'll have something to refer back to if you have more questions about it and so on. So there are a couple of new machines, and there's three new machines, actually. Well, four, I guess. And then there's an upgrade for the people that have the Luminaire 1 and 2, the XP1s and the XP2s. So that you can get an XP3. So the XP3, of course, is one of the new machines. There will also be the new version of the Solaris, the Baby Locks. Baby Lock schooling is later this month, so we haven't got all the information about the Baby Lock stuff yet. So I'm just going to primarily talk about the brother today, but most of the stuff that I'll say will be pertinent to Baby Lock as well. The prices will be a little different probably, but we don't have all the information yet. So I will give you as much information as I can, and then I'm going to share my screen with some of the little sheets. I have some cell sheets that you can see some of the information about it, and I'll just go through and kind of hit the highlights of what is new, and and what the difference is between like the XP2 and the XP3. So, and I'm real anxious to see a couple of these features, because they look like they're going to be really cool. There's a couple of them that and I'll talk about fully, but one of them is an edge-to-edge quilting feature and a large connection feature that will like split large designs. So I'm kind of anxious to see those two. I thought that would be really cool. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to bring up a couple of these cell sheets. Let's just start with the big machine first, and then I'll tell you there's a couple of smaller machines too, so we'll talk about those at the end. But they did do some nice little updates to a couple of the small machines, so if you need a carry around machine, they're really nice. So okay, so give me a second. I'm just going to share my screen with you, and whoops, got to get the right button here. Share my screen, and then I just need to go down to this one, so you don't need to see me. Okay. All right, so you should start seeing my screen here in a minute. And let's talk first about the new XP3, which is the new Luminaire. Hopefully you'll be seeing my screen here in a minute. I'll bring up the cell sheet and bring it down a little bit in size so it's not so gargantuan on the screen here. Okay. Let's just bring it up for a second so you can see the picture of the machine. Now the one thing they did do to the machine, which was really cool, they made it a different color. So it's white, but then it has gray trim on it. So, and the lid, and you can't see it in this picture very well, but they put this very attractive vine design on the top of the lid. So I just thought it was different and it's neat. So they changed the color, which surprised me. Brothers always kind of been blues, and they did some gray this time. So I thought that was kind of neat. So anyway, this is the big new machine, the Innovis XP3. Tim wanted me to let you know also that we do have a couple or three of the XP2s left, and he has a really good price on those, and you can still get an upgrade to make it a 3. So if you're thinking about upgrading to an XP3 and you're interested in a good deal, give us a call. I can't tell you what the prices are online, but you can call us, email me, personal message me, or Tim, and we can get you hooked up with a really good deal on an XP2. And then you could get the upgrade to make it an XP3. So, and I'll tell you the one difference at the end here. That would be the difference between the XP2 and the XP3. So there'd be one small difference, but it's not a big major difference. So, okay. So the XP3, this is some of the stuff that I highlighted in my notes that are the new things. So one of the things they did is they are going to, they said enhance stitch vision technology. So in other words, they did upgrade the projection camera a little bit, which I thought was really cool. And it works the same way, but they just did a little bit of an upgrade to it. So that's one of the new features in the XP3. The other thing is in the XP2, we've had some couching, embroidery couching designs, and that is something I promise we will be doing on Shields Live. I'm going to do some couching because I've been wanting to learn that. They have some new designs for yarn couching. It's an alphabet, and then they also added some long stitch designs that make the stitches are very long in it. And so it's a different technique or a different texture technique. So that's something they added to the XP3 is an additional couching effect with the embroidery and then also these long stitch designs. So I thought that was cool. And so I think we might just have a couching day. We'll have to try that out because I've been wanting to try that out. Okay, so that's one of the things. The other thing that I highlighted in my notes was the mobile apps to connectivity. So you can use several of the wireless apps on the XP2 and the XP3. So we've talked a little bit about design database transfer. That's the little program that you download to your computer, and then you can send your designs to the machine wirelessly. That one will work, of course, with the new one. My Stitch Monitor, that is a really neat program that allows you to monitor what your machine's doing. It's sort of like a baby monitor. I use it all the time if I need to leave the room and my machine's running, and it tells me if the machine's stopped or if it's broken a thread or whatever. So it's very cool, and so that's available. My Design Snap is, we've talked a little bit about that. It's more pertinent to the Stellar series, but you can send some pictures from your phone directly to the machine with that app. So that will work with it. And then there's going to be a new app. So the new app that is going to be available for the machines is called Art Spyra. I don't know a whole lot about it yet, other than it looked like to me that they may have designs in it available, and then you can do some simple digitizing like on a phone or on your iPad or your tablet, and then send it directly wirelessly to the machine. So that will also work on the XP3. Okay, so that's one of the things I had highlighted. It's down here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but it's mobile apps to connect wirelessly. So there's all these different apps available now, which I think is kind of cool. All right, let's go up to the top of the list. And the My Connection feature was introduced last year. It's actually connected direct so that your Luminaire will connect directly to the new DX series scan and cut, so the 300 series scan and cuts. So it's going to be in the machine now, and it wasn't it's going to be already in the machine, but you do have to use a 300 series scan and cut. It's like the 325s and the 330s. So it does not work with the 200 series. So that's one of the things that will be in the new machine. So they're going to add a couple of feet. They added a couple of new feet. That's what this enhanced accessory feet and multifunction foot controller. So the foot that they're going to introduce is the N plus foot. The N foot is the monogramming foot, and we went through and talked about a bunch of the feet in the past. So that one is slightly different now, and I think they did it to go along with it. They have a new tapering feature, and that's down a little bit further in the sheet. They have a tapering feature that they use for the sewing, and I think the new end foot was for that. And then there's going to be a new multifunction foot controller. So the new multifunction foot controller, if you had a Destiny or a Dream Machine, you would have had that multifunction foot controller with it. And this one's been redesigned a little bit. It's a little different shape, and it's going to work the same way with the Luminaire. Because I don't think technically the original one was really supposed to work with the Luminaire. That's what Brother told Tim one day. So the newer one, this new one is for the Luminaire itself. So that is something else that is going to be included with the new machine. And then they did some enhancements. The next one down is enhancements to my design center. And they added 6 new decorative fills. And the other thing I was really excited about it is they put a 10 key input for like putting in the sizes and editing. Because always before I've had to, like, there's just been a button to make things bigger or smaller, and you have to watch the sizes. This is going to allow you to actually type in the size you want something. So I thought that was kind of cool. And we get some more decorative fills in it. So that was neat. I think there's a total of 48 decorative fills. And they also have a new pen stylus. The stylus that's come with the machine has a rather large end on it with the XP2s and the XP1s. And the new one is much smaller and more precision. So they have this new fine tip stylus that will work better when you're drawing or working in Design Center. You can still also use a mouse. I often use a mouse. So that's, but this new stylus looks very nice, and it's very slim and small for using more of those functions and having more precision. So, okay. And then the edge-to-edge quilting feature. This is something I'm very excited about. So they're going to put in, so we've had this border feature in the Luminaire 1 and 2 since it came out. And what it does is you can put in the size of your quilt, and you can tell the machine how big your quilt is, width and length, and then tell them how big your border is. And then it will it'll split it up for you into pieces so that you can do the entire outline or the border of your quilt. Well, this is going to be the same concept, but it's going to allow you to actually quilt edge to edge. So it's going to be a little bit bigger scale yet. And it's going to it gives you 10 designs that are overall edge to edge quilting patterns. So I'm very excited about seeing this. I'm sure it's going to work very similarly to the border function. They've also introduced, just so you know, and I do have a picture of that I can show you. They have also introduced a 10 by 10 magnetic hoop. I don't have a real big picture. I apologize. I wish this could be bigger. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger on my screen. So this is the new 10 by 10 magnetic hoop, and it has 4 or 5. It's got 4 big magnets on it, and then they gave you some small ones. But this is the new hoop that you can get for the machine that's magnetic. And this one can also be included with like the upgrade. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the upgrade ability here at the end. So for those people who already have a Luminaire 1 or 2, you can get an upgrade with some of these features in it. So most of them anyway. So, okay, so let me get the picture down here. Let me get this other one back up. Okay, so the edge-to-edge quilting features, I'm actually really excited about that. So I think that'll be a really neat thing to show. The bottom thing here was the stitch tapering function and large connect embroidery design. So that's one of the things I haven't learned too much about these. The tapering function is on the sewing side so that you can taper the ends of your decorative stitches. And it comes in, I thought that was really neat. The 5 large connect embroidery designs are a great starting point. Select from ornate birds. So they must have some large designs that are 28 by 15 that the machine splits them. So I haven't heard much about this feature, so I'm very excited about learning more about that. So that's one of the new things as well. Okay, so these are kind of the biggest things about the XP3 that are different than the XP1 and 2. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that they are including with the XP3 the new digital dual feed. Last year they introduced the new digital dual feed. It's a slimmer one, so the box on the back of the digital dual feed is smaller, and they introduced that last year with the new sewing machines with like the BQ 3100 and 2500. And now they're going to also include that same one with the new XP3. And that is something, if you want, you can get separately as well. So that is available, and it will work with our machines if you already have an XP1 or 2. All right. So that's kind of the big things. Now, I had one other piece of paper here. I wanted to, just like, let me get another note here. I had another little comparison chart, and I thought it was kind of neat. But of course, I didn't have a download for this one, and I forgot to scan it. So I'm just going to tell you a couple of the things that I saw. So of course, the stylus, I talked about the stylus. How do you upgrade if you only have the first upgrade? How do you upgrade? Oh, to the third one. There's a second one too, Gail. I'll talk about the upgrades here in a minute. So that's the next thing. So one of the things, so we talked about the fine tip stylus. That's one of the new things we're going to get. They did put in more embroidery designs. So a lot of those are those new couching and long stitch techniques. And then they had those large items that you can connect. So there's more designs in it. They put in, actually, they also put in 4 new fonts in the XP3. And let's see, that large design auto split, which I'm very anxious to see. Let's see, the couching. So a lot of the new designs are in the couching end. Let's see. And they put in 4 new decorative fills in the 4 or 6. Might have been 6 actually. New decorative fills in my design center. And then there's a few new built-in sewing stitches as well. And yes, that new compact, they call it the compact move it foot. So that was the other thing. And then that new stitch tapering function, we already talked about that. And then the edge to edge quilt feature. So they had a few other things. I had this little comparison chart that was kind of neat that gave a few things. I wished I had all this stuff that I could just show you, but I don't have any of it in yet. Should be coming in, I would guess, sometime in, I think that Tim thought maybe towards the end of August or early September. So he hoped, they'd be in shortly. So, okay. So now I know a lot of you are asking about, Gail just asked about too, about the upgrade. So for those of you with XP1s and XP2s, let me go ahead and get a picture of the upgrade here for you. There is an upgrade. And so the new things that I talked about in the XP3 would be available in this upgrade. So if you have an XP1 or 2, if you get the XP3 upgrade, then you will have an XP3. Okay, so it'll look different than the XP3, but it would have the same abilities as the XP3. So I think that's cool that Brother gives us the option of buying the upgrade instead of having to buy a whole new machine. So I think that's really, really great. So this is the picture of the upgrade. The upgrade comes with the software with all those new features in it. Okay. And it comes with the multifunction foot controller, the new foot controller that I talked about. It comes with the new pen stylus, the new smaller pen stylus that's more precise. And it comes with the N plus foot. So those are it comes with some hardware as well as the software. So Gail had asked how to upgrade if you only have the first upgrade. So Gail, you can get upgrade 2 that came out a couple of years ago. So there is another upgrade for the machine. So this will be the 3rd upgrade for the XP, the Luminaire series. Okay. So you can get, if you get the 2nd one, you can also get the 3rd one, and then you would have the newest machine. Okay. So right now available to you, if you already have your machine, you may have noticed that there is an update that is available for the machine. If you have your machine on the internet, turn the wireless card on in your machine and hook it to your router at home, it will automatically download the newest update. Okay. And this particular update prepares the machine for the upgrade that you're seeing up here on the screen. So there are 2 parts to this update. You can do the first part, and then you have to download a second time to get the second part, which is actually videos for some of these new functions. Okay, so that the update is free. So you can go ahead and do your updates anytime. I believe the updates 4.01 and 4.03 brings down the videos. Okay, then if you want, you can purchase this update, or sorry, this upgrade. And this upgrade would come with these pieces of hardware that you see on your screen, and also the software to make it an XP3. So Tim said I could tell the prices of the accessories on this video. So we have kind of a little deal that if you want just the upgrade, which is these items, the software, and then the foot controller and the pen stylus and the N plus foot, this is $799. So it's $799 for that. Okay. If you want that, the other item that was, let me go down here. I can go down here and click on here. The other item that was in our upgrade bundle was the 10 by 10 magnetic hoop. So if you're interested in the hoop also, you can buy both of these. Okay. So the upgrade is $799. Normally the hoop is $625 just by itself. But if you buy the bundle together, he did a little deal, and it is $11.99 for the 2 together. Okay, so you save a couple $100 by buying both of them together at the same time. Okay. So that is this, as you see now on the screen, would be the upgrade bundle. And if you just want the upgrade, that is this item, that's $799. Okay. So those are available you can pre-order those. And then he has ordered some extras. He's already done an order. And I know that he thought they would be in towards the end of August. So they said they were available. So they should be coming, I would say, shortly. And I've noticed on Facebook that there were a couple of stores that I saw that already had an XP3. So I am assuming that the newer machine will be available shortly as well. Okay. So hopefully that answered your questions about the XP3, the upgrade, or the upgrade bundle. So this would be the bundle with the hoop, and that's $11.99. And then the upgrade only is $7.99. Okay. So are there any other questions about that? So the things that I told you at the beginning that the XP3 has, that's what this upgrade will put in your machine if you have an XP1 or XP2, and then you would have the XP3. The only real difference then between the upgraded machines and the XP3 would be the fact that the XP 1 and 2 owners would still have the original digital dual feed foot, and the XP3 people that have bought that machine will have the new slim one. Okay, the compact one. So that's the only real difference in the machines other than the color. We would have the same things in our machines. So I still have my original digital dual feed And I'm going to buy the upgrade so that I have all these new features. I'm very excited about the new quilting features in the machine, and that splitting function could be really cool. So I've got some things in mind. I'm going to try that out. So that's something that I'm very, very, very excited about seeing, and hopefully they come in quickly. So, okay. Are there any other questions? Did that get everybody's questions answered about the upgrade and and then make sure you do your update from Brother as soon as you can. Then your machine's prepared for the upgrade if you're going to be doing it. And then all you have to do to upgrade is just basically go to the settings and then click the little certification. There'll be a card in the upgrade kit, and then you just type the number in, and it'll wake up all of the new features. So, because the update actually puts them on the machine, but they have to be awakened by the little code that comes with the upgrade. Okay. So that is a very exciting new machine and an upgrade for us. And it's always been so nice that we can get an upgrade for our machines, so we don't have to buy a whole new machine to get those new features. So, and actually the new machine, like I said, it was very attractive. It has a gray top and has this beautiful vine design on the top. And so it's actually very attractive. So they're doing some different stuff with the color of the machines now too. So, okay. I wanted to show you a couple of the other things that were new. Will you be showing these functions? Oh, Gail, I don't know. I'll probably do some of them in this video, but it's also going to be on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it. And I usually use the Sunday night classes for more of the more project basis, but if I'm using it in the project, then yes. I'll probably do more of the functionality on this live on Wednesday, but you can always watch it later. Okay. All right. So let me show you a couple of the other things. I was actually kind of excited about these little upgrades. They did a couple of new machines. So they hadn't upgraded the smaller machines for a while, and they upgraded the 3 smaller ones that we carry in the store. And the first one was the NS 1750D, and it was the little guy, the little machine with the little 4x4 hoop. But that was a really nice little machine for carrying around. So if you needed to have a small machine you could carry with you that had a little bit of embroidery, I actually was I always loved that little machine. Well, they upgraded it. I got to find my notes here just a second. There's a couple of nice things about it. They just kind of changed the look of it, as you can see here. Let me make this just a little bit bigger on the screen. But here's the little machine, and they didn't change it a ton, but second, it's going to be contrary here for me. I'm trying to get it to come out a little bit so it's bigger. There we go. Okay. So they changed it a little bit in color, but the main thing they did to it, which I thought was really great, was they added the ability, it's wireless now. So this machine, even though it's the little 4x4 machine, they left it at 4x4, it is now wireless. So I can use that little design database transfer app that's free, and I could then send my designs to this little machine as well. So I thought that was really cool, and that they added the wireless ability to it. So that's one of the things they added. And then the other thing they added will be that new Art Spyra mobile app. So that new app that's coming out, and it's not available yet, but it will be shortly, they said. And that's going to be fun, because then you can send designs and stuff from that directly to this little machine as well. So I thought this would be a great carry around machine. Other than that, they added a few stitches and some things like that. But I just thought that was so cool that now I can buy a 4x4 machine that I can send things to wirelessly, because it has a wireless card in it. So what a deal, huh? And it's a nice little small machine to carry around with me. So that's one of the new machines. So that's the NS 1850D. They just changed the number up a little bit. It's from 1750 to 1850. So that is one of the other new little machines. Okay. So while they were doing the 4x4 machine, they also did, let me get it here. They also did the 5x7 machine. And that one, they have two different ones. And if I'm reading this correctly on the information, this is the 2850. It used to be called the 2750. The 2850 is the 5x7 machine. They also have come out with a magnetic hoop, a smaller magnetic hoop for this machine, because it has a different clamping system for the hoop. So they did bring out a magnetic hoop for this machine as well. And also have made this one wireless. So this one's going to be wireless as well. Let me bring it up just a little bit more so you can see it. This one's also wireless then, so I can use Design Database Transfer with it. The new Art Spyra app will be available for this machine. They put a couple of things on here. Now, this is the 2850D. This is the sewing and embroidery combo. Again, this would make a wonderful carry around machine. It's a little bit bigger than the little 1850, but it has a little bit bigger hoop. It's 5x7 instead of 4x4. A little bit heavier. So if you're carrying, it might be just a little heavier than the other one. But they added the color sort feature to this machine, which I love that little feature. I use it quite often and I miss it. I have one machine that doesn't have it and I kind of miss it. I wish they'd put it on that one. And then the other thing is they added a jump clipper. So this little 5x7 machine, the combo machine, has a jump clipper. So in other words, it'll clip like if you have several red areas on the same design, it won't leave a line of thread from one area to another. It clips it like our bigger machines do. And I was actually kind of excited about that because that's a very small, rather inexpensive machine, and they put a jump clipper on it. So how cool is that? So anyway, this little guy now is the 2850D. It's the combo machine that's sewing and embroidery. And then they added the jump clipper and the color sort, the wireless feature, and then the new app coming out will work with that machine as well. And it says on here, now the way I'm reading this, if I'm reading it correctly, I have to look at, yes, so the embroidery features. So they also came out with a new embroidery only of this little machine. And we don't always have these in stock, but we often do the 5x7. This one has some of the features. It is wireless, and you can use the new Art Spyra app with it when it's available. But from what I understand, from what I can see, it does not have the jump clipper and it does not have the color sort in it. So that's the difference between these two machines now. There's a slight difference that they did not put those two extra features in this machine. It's only in combo machine from what I can see. And if somebody sees something different, let me know, because that's the way I'm reading the information I have received. So that is the little 5x7 embroidery only, and that one's called the 1250E, the NS 1250E. So that's just an embroidery only. Okay, and then Art Spyra, from what little I could find about it, that's the new app. It says create and browse embroidery and cutting files and send to devices wirelessly. So it's going to be an app you can use on your phone or on a tablet or an iPad that you'll be able to do some simple digitizing with and then send it to your machine wirelessly. So I'm anxious to see that, to see what all it can do, because that's pretty cool that they're going to have that ability, that you could use your iPad to do some simple digitizing and stuff, or a tablet. I have an Android tablet. So, but that is some of the new things. There's the new, there was a new hoop that they did for that 5x7 machine. That's a magnetic hoop. Don't know if they said, let me see if they said anything on the 2850 flyer. I thought they had a little thing about it, but I went through all my notes and, oh yeah, here it is. It says compatible with the 4x7 Brother magnetic frame. So they have that new little, it's 4x7, the new magnetic frame for that. But that has a different connector on it than the other hoops do for the bigger machines. Okay. So I think that is all of the new things that are coming out. Of course, Baby Lock will be having similar sister machines to all of these. And then plus they have another one, I believe, too. So I haven't gotten any information really about the Baby Locks yet. So we'll go through and do Baby Lock when it comes out a little bit more later, so that people can see the new Baby Lock machines as well. But if you would like to order the upgrade or get your name on the list for the upgrade or the hoop or the bundle, go ahead and text or message me through Facebook. You can call me at the store. You can email me or Tim, and we'll get you on the list. If you're interested in any of the XP2s that we have. So give me a second here. I think I'll just bring the camera back up and stop the screen share. A second here. There we go. Bring it back up so you can see me. and then we will, you can email, text message us about the XP2s that we have, because we have a really good deal on them. And then it can be an XP3 pretty easily with one of these upgrades. Okay. And then if you're interested in XP3, let us know. So those should be coming in shortly, but I think we have 2 or 3 XP2s that you could easily upgrade if you would like to. So if you don't have any other questions, that's all I have for you today. Just their new stuff. There's some really cool new stuff. I'm anxious to see all the new features in the Luminaire. And you know me, I like to quilt stuff, and the couching sounds very interesting. I've just always wanted to play with that, and I've just never taken the time. So we are going to be doing that pretty soon. So okay, so if you don't have any other questions, I will see you next week on Shields Live. And I don't know what we're going to do yet. Haven't decided. So if you have any ideas, let me know. I think we're going to make something next week. I think we need to make something. So we'll see what I can come up with. And maybe there'll be a free design or something. So we'll see what I can come up with next week. So, all right. I heard today the Baby Lock Lars will have an affiliate. Yes. Affiliate design, their IQ designer, and the gals from the Hoop Fund. Oh, affiliate design. I don't know what that means, Lynn. What does that mean? What's an affiliate design? It's possible. Yeah. So let me know what that means, Lynn. I'm not sure what that means. So, but yeah, I haven't heard much about the Baby Locks yet, because their schooling's not till the end of the month. So we don't usually get a lot of information until towards the end of the month. So I'll know more. I mean, I know what the machines are, but I haven't really gotten much information about them. So I'll get you more information as soon as we get it. So somehow they're connected with, oh yeah, they could very well be. They could be. Yeah. Cool. All right. So thank you very much. We'll see you next week. And if you have any ideas for Shields Live, and if you have something you want to see, and I definitely want to do the couching. Some of you asked about some of these things. So yes, we'll do some of these things on Shields Live. I've been wanting to do the couching. That's something I might do. What they are. Okay. Some of the embroidery designs. Okay. Cool. All righty. So I will see you next week. Have a great week. And bye for Tim, too. He's out still in the schools. So have a good day. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.